Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another episode of Battle Bites in World of Tanks, and today we are driving the Panther, the Tier 7 German medium tank, and we are in a standard battle on Fjords. And I haven't quite figured this map out. I've played it a couple times, but I haven't gotten completely familiar with it. But when I start to the west spawn, one of the locations I like to try out is up here in the middle. When you're in a medium tank with a little bit of flexibility and mobility, you can kind of poke around here, provide some covering fire down a couple of different sight lines, depending on where your allies are, providing some spotting, and usually be pretty useful to your team. So we're going to advance into position here, and the first enemy we see is a Black Prince, the Tier 7 British heavy tank. We put our first shot in, he has his side flush to us, he's not angling his armor at all. I'm attempting to, but man, his first shot takes out my ammo rack. Really devastating result for the first hit that we take in the tank. Now I think I've got the armor angled about as well as we can, and you can see I'm trying to stagger here. I'm taking a shot, then I'm moving, trying to throw off his aim, trying to throw off where his shots are going in. And we're doing okay. We're taking some hits here, and it's early in the game. You certainly don't want to be doing that. But we are tracking this guy. We are putting shots in, and now our allies are helping us out. And so we're quickly whittling away his health, and there we go. There's a top-tier heavy removed from the game with some good assistance from our allies. So one of the ways that I like to use the Panther and other tanks like it that have low-caliber, rapid-firing, low-alpha damage guns, that's one of the biggest challenges with the Panther, I think. Its alpha damage is about 135, but it fires really quickly. So you need to trade effectively and use the gun effectively. You can't go hit for hit with most tanks because you'll lose that battle. They're going to do much more alpha damage than you. But this is the dream. We're now at about 430 meters. We are firing through trees. We're firing through cover. Our allies are spotting, and we are just putting the gun to work. Just about every time it's reloaded, we're taking a shot. So here you can see there's an IS-2. That's the Tier 7 Chinese heavy tank, and we've got his hull, so we can go through the front and the side of his hull with this gun. The penetration values are very good, and you can see just about every three and a half seconds, we've got another shot in the chamber, and it's going out, and it's going into all these enemy tanks, shot after shot. So we're not doing much damage with each hit, but it's adding up very quickly. So one of the things that I like to do, as I was saying, with these low caliber guns is to take shots of opportunity at components on the enemy tank. You want to go for the tracking shots when you can. You want to go for the fires when you can. So watch as I adjust my aim here for the T-29. We're going for the engine deck, and we put one in. And again, if I can hit the rear drive wheel as well, that would be a bonus. And there we go. There's our first fire. Now he disappears from the map, but I'm going to bet he's still there. Yes, we do. We hit him again, and we can see he's still burning. We hit him again, he's still burning, and now it's been long enough that I think he might have moved. We're going to change our shot up. And we put another tracking shot in. This T-29 is left on a sliver of health, but he is going to get away. So the upside to having a gun that shoots so quickly is that even if you miss or if you track your target and don't do any damage, you've got another shot coming up really, really quickly. So go for those tracking shots, go for those fires by shooting at the engine deck. The worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to miss and have another shot ready to go very soon. But if you do track the enemy, your allies may provide some help. You'll get credit for the assistance damage, and it may pin a valuable target out in the open and allow your allies to help eliminate dangerous tanks on the enemy team. So now once again we're firing at an IS this time. This is the Tier 7 Russian heavy tank, and we're going for that front drive wheel. And we're not having any success yet, but we go through. Even though we don't track them, we still do some more damage. So the battle's going pretty well. It's 9-6, we're up, but now I've suddenly run out of friends despite the huge amounts of damage and shots that we were putting downfield there. We've run out of friends, so I'm going to back up and try to get out of here and try to preserve my tank. Now again, one of the things you can do here, that's a blind shot. I thought I knew where he was based on his speed, based on his movement. You can take that shot, no loss. If you're in an IS and you've got a 15-second reload, you might hesitate to pull the trigger there because you might get a better shot in another 2 seconds, and you're not going to be able to take it if you've let that shot rip. But tanks like this, you're a support tank. Take any shot of opportunity you get. Fire on the move, fire at the drive wheels, fire at the engine decks, because anything that you can do to pin the enemies in place, set some fires, damage their modules, it's all going to help out your team. So we've pulled back into some cover here. I do have ally support, and we are up. So as long as I can delay these guys, we'll get some support from our allies, and we should be able to crush the remaining tanks on this flank and sweep through for a victory. So I'm going to reposition. I'm going to try and get back up on the plateau here, just because I had a number of allies go down around the left side on the low ground. I just want to change up the angle, provide some different angles of fire. But I do see an opportunity here. So our friendly Tiger is engaged with the IS-2, and I see that they're bouncing off each other, so I'm thinking, okay, well, while they have their heavy armor angled towards each other, I can sneak around, use my mobility, put a flush shot into the side, and eliminate that tank, helping out my ally. So we're up to 37 damaging hits now. Some of those are fire hits. We'll see how that turns out in the post-battle results. But here's an IS. Now, he just fired, and as I said, I know from playing it that the IS has a really, really long reload. So I'm able to put 2 shots in, knowing he can't fire back. But then I take a hit. Where did that come from? Oh, you sneaky bugger. T-29, American Tier 7 heavy tank up on the hill. He puts one in. We get down underneath his gun depression, and my allies take out that final tank on the enemy team, securing a win for the allies. So we'll take a quick look at the post-battle results. And 51,000 silver, nice game. 5,418 XP, that is doubled for our first win of the game. And don't forget, the on-track event does also provide a 25% bonus multiplier. We can see that we had 3 kills, 3,521 damage, my highest damage in the Panther to date. What a great result for our 28 penetrations, another 700 assistance damage, and we even managed to bounce a low caliber shot, maybe from another Panther or a similar tank with a similar caliber gun. So we'll take a quick look through the medals here. We can see we did secure a high caliber for doing the most damage in the battle, a first class mastery badge for 3,500 damage. Oh, if that doesn't earn a mastery badge, I don't know what will. But we were shooting at tier 7 tanks, equal tier for most of the match. No higher tier tanks, so I think if we had got a couple of those in, that might have pushed our XP over the top. We did secure also Bruiser, Fire for Effect, a couple other medals to round out nicely a very successful battle in the Panther. And so here we can see the base XP for that game, 1,566, so that's understandable. It's a little bit low to secure an ace tanker, but man, I don't know how the damage, 3,500 damage, equates to 1,566 base XP. That does seem a little bit off to me. So I'll pull up the detailed stats page. You can see the performance of the tank there in terms of shots fired and the accuracy and the penetration for the gun. But I'm just going to do a quick recap on the Panther. It is a tank that I really do enjoy, but I've seen a lot of people comment negatively on the forums and other places, and that's fair. You're entitled to the opinion that you want, but I think most of that is going to be based on the alpha damage of the gun. And if you learn to control, to tame that gun, to put it to use for you in its most effective ways, I think you'll really enjoy the tank. The mobility on the Panther is good. It does have just enough armor to be effective at bouncing when it needs to, when it's facing guns that aren't high caliber. And you can just let the gun sing. If you can get yourself into a second row position where you can see the enemy and they're not shooting at you, or you can use the mobility to get behind slower, less mobile targets, you can just pump out round after round, and then your alpha damage doesn't matter because you're not trading, and you'll be able to put in 2, 3, 4 hits before they're able to put in 1. And that, I think, is the secret to this tank. Use its strengths, mobility, rapid firing gun, aim for the tracks whenever you can, pin them in place, circle around them, aim for the engine deck, set those fires to give yourself a little bonus to your damage, and I think you'll enjoy the tank as well. It's certainly on a worthwhile path. This tank leads to both the Tiger II, so you can continue down that heavy line towards the E100, and it goes to the Panther II to continue towards the E50M. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I thought it was a bit of an entertaining battle. If you did, please feel free to leave a like. I really appreciate it. And subscribe if you're interested in future content. And I'll see you next time. Thanks.